but I really, like you were saying, that there's been a lot of continuity and there hasn't been as much change as people might say. So I think there'll be more disruption, more new initiatives, but right now it seems, back to what you said, more a little bit status quo-y.
I think there are more possibilities for young artists today to get exposure for their works. In the old days, the sole chance you had was really to have access to one of the key gallerists and hope that they would look at your work, and better than that they would show your work. And today, artists have a chance to, through street art, to get some traction literally in the street and get some exposure like that. And then if they're successful this way, then to through social media, which is an extraordinary way of really spreading your work and spreading it wide, in the same way that YouTube has launched the career of a number of musicians. I think that Instagram has launched the career of a number of young artists. And then you do have people who do try and disrupt and come up with new models. There are two examples that I would like to mention. Swiss Beats, the fantastic, he's not Swiss as his name might indicate. He is one of the greatest DJs and music producers. He also is married to Alicia Keys, who herself is a phenomenal singer and musician. And he's very passionate about art, but he follows entirely his own taste and his own interests. And he goes and spends his time on Instagram and selects artists that he likes. The other new model that I would, or not so new model that I would like to mention, and I mention it because Stephanie Manasseh is sitting here at the back of the room. She founded in Brussels something called the Accessible Art Fair. The Accessible Art Fair means that any artist who wants to exhibit there simply sends in their application to her, and in fact they have to pay for being able to exhibit, but then they have a booth, and then they can display in their booth exactly the way they want to do it. And then every year she puts together a different jury, and the jury decides what goes in. So this year I knew not very little or nothing nearly about it. This year Stephanie asked me to be part of the jury, and it was a fascinating experience. And what is great is there are no discriminations of any type. There are some artists who are 88 years old, some who were 18, and so you have really the possibility, different possibilities for artists just to get exposure. And there were some very good artists in there.